In this particular incident, we can see the barman going to the cooler and he pulls up 4 bottles of Sol beer. He then goes over to the cooler and pours a Coke. And whenever he goes to the till, we can see that only the Coke is being rung in. This is a clear case that the guys have paid for their drinks and he has underrung the money into the till. In this particular incident, this guy, when interviewed, admitted to somewhere in the region of £17,000 worth of theft over a 1-year period. He was a responsible barman and had worked for over 5 years with this company. In this incident here, you'll see a customer doing some shopping on a blue top. It turns out this lady is actually the mother of the girl serving behind the counter, and if you count the items that are going into the bag, very few of them are being rung in. In fact, in this incident, there's probably about £40 to £50 worth of groceries going into the bags. The server goes to the fridge area and pulls out a bag which she has prepared earlier. The mother of this girl actually works in the local old people's home and has been doing her grocery shopping in here for some time. When interviewed, this girl admitted to the loss of about £14,500 in a 6-month period to this business. In this particular case, you can see that the barman goes and serves 1 drink and then a second one. That's 2 half-uns served from the optics. You will notice that whenever he goes to the till, that only 1 drink is rung through the till. This is a case of underringing. In this particular one, this guy admitted it and admitted the theft of somewhere in the region of £4,000 when conducted over a 6-month period. He then removed the money at a later stage when cashing up at the end of the night. In this particular clip, we have 2 members of staff working on 1 shift. The guy in the blue top, as you can see, has a bottle of water and it later turns out to be an orange yogurt. He comes up to the counter and turns around to the girl and asks him for a packet of cigarettes. The girl, whenever she brings the cigarettes, which are 20 Mayfair, doesn't produce them in front of the hand scanner, but hand rings them in, and instead of ringing in the correct price of £4, she only hand prices in £1. The cigarettes, if you watch them very closely, are then handed over to a gentleman at the top of the picture. This gentleman turned out to be the brother of the guy in the blue shirt. When interviewed, this guy here admitted the theft of £1,500 in a 6-month period, but in the same shop, over 12 other members of staff were caught in this classic sweethearting incident. Again, this is 2 members of staff working together on a particular shift. The gentleman on the left hand produces a bag full of groceries. The groceries, the first thing is the Wrigley's Juicy Fruit Chewing Gum is rung through at 21p. A bottle of water is put in free of charge. A piece of carrot cake is rung in free of charge. You will then see an Auto Trader magazine, which is supposed to be £1.70, rung through at 10p, and a further packet of cigarettes are put into the bag without being charged for. The till is totaled up at 31p and cash is given back for £1 change. In this particular incident alone is a theft somewhere to the shop of in around £7. Same shop again, 2 more staff doing different things. You'll find that the guy brings a packet of bacon fries which are scanned through the till at 39p. At the top right hand side of the picture, the girl goes over to where the phone cards, and there are no phone cards in this shop under the value of £10. The phone card is presented to the scanner but not scanned through, and the phone card is given away free of charge. This is a loss to the shop of an actual £10 minimum. In this particular case, this lady, it goes back over 10 years, where this lady started sweethearting because she worked in a bakery next door to the business and was bringing in buns and bread, and the staff member that we see in the video here felt obliged to hand over cigarettes. In this particular instance, it's a straightforward handout of over 3 packets of cigarettes. No payment is made at the till and nothing has been rung through the till. In this particular clip, you'll see that the girl in the off-licence is handing drink out across the counter. She's not attempting to present it across the scanner and totals a sale of in around £20. She then rings it in at £3.69, under-ringing to the tune of about £16 on this particular shift. This girl alone, when interviewed, admitted over a 10-year period, she admitted over the theft of £250,000, putting the previous owners out of business. You'll see 3 pints of Guinness on the left hand side of the counter. He's topping them up, and after he serves them, the money for the 3 pints is then handed over and he goes to the till and does the classic no sale. This is just till building at its best. On this particular clip here, we have a very large supermarket. It's one of about 17 checkouts, and we have a classic case of sweethearting. If you watch the first 6 items scanned across the scanner, there are only 3 items registered. This goes on for the full amount of groceries served, and there's about £80 worth of groceries given over to the girl's sister at the other side for in around £30. As well as covering the point of sale, sometimes the money comes back to the cash office, and in this particular incident here we have a trusted member of staff in the cash office, and when she has counted the piles of money out, she has put a certain amount of money to the side for herself. In this one here, she's checked the corridor and looked around, and all of a sudden the money goes down the trousers. Whenever interviewed, this particular girl admitted over £9,000 worth of theft in a 6-month period. In this next clip that occurs at a butchery counter, you will notice that the butcher goes and lifts out two big steaks, probably valued in around £6. And if you watch, he also goes to the counter display where he has put in probably in around £40 worth of meat. It turns out that the gentleman that he's serving turns out to be his father, and you can see his son was up on the counter at the time. But have a look at what's been registered into the till. There's only £5 has been registered into the till for a total of about £45 worth of meat. This butcher was responsible for a loss of about 2% in sales in the butchery counter.